Hi, this is Frank Taylor with Nature at Your Door, and I'm here in the Appalachian Mountains of Southwest Virginia, a very rural area. And today's episode is about chicory. And chicory is my favorite roadside weed. And one of my hopes in this video is that I change how you think about weeds. If you're new to my channel and haven't seen some of my plant videos, you're gonna find out here today that these things that we call weeds and kind of just overlook have amazing histories, amazing uses, and are such nutrient bombs. It's really incredible. So today's episode is about chicory, a roadside weed, and how many uses and how important it really is. Right here in your backyard. You never know what you're going to find. So let's talk first about this plant and really how beautiful it is. I love this plant for its beautiful roadside flowers, and it just really can take over a roadside, and you can see so many of these beautiful blue blossoms all along the roadsides. The plant you can see here can grow up rather bushy, but also kind of scraggly as well. And if you look closely at the leaves, you can see that these leaves look very much like dandelion leaves. So this is chicory. Its scientific name is Cichorium intybus. It has a number of other common names, such as blue daisy, blue dandelion, cornflower, horseweed, bachelor's buttons. Chicory is actually native to Western Asia, North Africa, and Europe, and it was brought here to America by the original colonists for its many food and medicinal values. So this was a part of the precious seeds that the colonists brought with them and planted in their gardens at a time. And now I don't know anybody that plants this in their gardens, but it's very prolific on roadsides. It seems to really stick to the edges, and you can see here that it's always right on the edges. It doesn't like to try to establish itself in an existing lawn or an existing meadow, but prefers to colonize these roadsides where the soil has been disturbed, and they like to take in that sun. A fascinating thing about the flowers that I hadn't realized, I had gone out for my morning walk and saw all these amazing blooms, and I thought, man, I got to do an episode on this plant today. And then I came back in the afternoon and all the blooms were gone. All the flowers had closed up. And what chicory does, it opens flowers early in the morning, and then when the peak of sunlight, when the sun is most intense, the flowers will close up around midday or 1 or 2 in the afternoon to avoid desiccation. It's a preventative to losing moisture into the air from the plant on hot, dry, sunny days. So they open in order to be pollinated during the day, and then they'll close up in the afternoon to prevent moisture loss. So I'm back in the same place where I photographed these blue chicory flowers, and you can see that there's not a flower to be seen now. It's the same day, but it's about 5 in the afternoon. You can imagine the heat here. It's 85 in the shade, and alongside of this road here, it must be well over 100, I'm sure. So these plants have closed all their flowers in order to avoid desiccation and not lose too much water during the day. So amazing. From the morning, this was a blue corridor, and now it's just all gray and green. So you may know this roadside weed best as a coffee substitute. Yeah, this is chicory. The chicory root was roasted, ground up, and used as a coffee substitute or a coffee additive for centuries. And during times of economic crisis or when the availability of coffee wasn't there, more and more chicory was added to extend that coffee as an additive. So in hard economic times, the ground coffee may have had 60 or 70% chicory root added to it, or just used alone as a coffee. In New Orleans, they're famous at Cafe de Mond for their coffee that's mediated with ground chicory, and it gives it a certain sweetness and a very particular mellow kind of taste. In France, a mixture of 60% chicory and 40% coffee is sold under the trade name Ricore. It's often added to coffee in Spain and Turkey, Syria, and Lebanon. And some beer brewers actually use roasted chicory to add flavor to some of their heavy stouts. Other brewers have added it to strong blonde Belgian-style ales. The roots, the leaves, even the flowers are edible, and the roots can be cooked just as you would parsnips. Chicory, like so many of the weeds that grow around our house and our gardens along roadsides, are nutrient dense. You can really call them like nutrient bombs. They are so rich with minerals and vitamins. It's just really incredible. You know, things like dandelions, plantain, violets, chickweed, purple dead nettle, wood sorrel, bittercress, garlic mustard, all of these weeds that you can find in your yard are packed with nutrients. Chicory leaves contain significant amounts of vitamins and minerals, including 20%. One serving includes 20% of your daily value of vitamin K, vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin B, and manganese. It's just so incredible how mineral and vitamin rich the leaves of this plant are, which is very similar to many of the other weeds in your yard. Throughout Mediterranean countries and Italy and Greece, Albania, the chicory was used to flavor a lot of local and traditional dishes. In Greece, a variety of wild chicory is made into a savory salad and served with olive oil and lemon juice. It may also be cooked and sautéed with garlic, anchovies, and other ingredients, making a green side that often accompanies meat dishes. The leaves, while somewhat bitter tasting, are used in salads and can also be cooked up, and when you cook it in water, that often takes away some of the bitterness. Chicory leaves also contain a soluble fiber known as inulin. Inulin is not digested, so it acts as a fiber in your body that helps with your digestive process. It's also known as a prebiotic because it is fed by the good bacteria in your gut. It's sometimes added to yogurts as a prebiotic. It's used as a source of dietary fiber, but more interesting, it's also a sweetener in the food industry. It has 10% of the sweetening power of sucrose. So inulin is often used as a sweetener, and this is probably why coffee made with ground chicory is a little bit sweeter than regular coffee. Well, I hope you enjoyed watching this episode of Nature at Your Door here in a summer day in Southwest Virginia. And I hope you can see that chicory is just an example of the many weeds that grow around your house and in your yard that aren't really weeds at all. They're amazing, amazing plants with amazing natural history. And they have so many important food uses that we're not really aware of when we drive down the road and pass these flowers growing on the roadside and we consider them weeds. I even saw an episode on YouTube on how to eradicate chicory, which I thought was pretty funny. Remember, if you like what I do on this channel, please subscribe, give me a like, and leave me a comment. I love hearing from my viewers. Do you use chicory in your garden? Do you eat it, grow it, or roast the root? Let me know. And remember, I cover all things nature, from frogs, toads, snakes, turtles, the myriapoda, insects, trees, wildflowers, and fungi. I cover all the things you might encounter just outside your door. Thanks again for watching this episode of Nature at Your Door.